Khair, inshallah. We will have it in English as the target audience are the youth. Translation in Tamil, if necessary, we'll have it at the back. Some arrangements will be made, inshallah, to tarjuma into Tamil, inshallah, if necessary. Left hand corner, inshallah. Khair, alhamdulillah. Come closer, my dear brothers, inshallah. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Jazallahu anna Muhammadan sallallahu alayhi wa sallam ma'ahu ahlu. La ilaha illa anta subhanaka inna kunna min al-zalimin. Allah accept all of us, mashallah. You know, us coming to this gathering and sitting down here, regardless of age, regardless of understanding, regardless of whatever, we have come with the objective to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, haven't we? You know, we need to understand, all of us, that subhanallah, Allah has given a huge blessing, a huge bounty, that is learning this deen. For us to come close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, for us Him to accept us, for even a minor matter, a small time, a short duration, it is huge. It is indeed huge, humongous. In the eyes of Allah, it is great. Especially when the youth, all of us should understand, keep in mind, the mudhakara is, even the tashkil was made for the youth to come and join, but all of us to have understanding behind this. You know, every word that we hear has wisdom. And all of us over here, especially the seniors, all of us need to understand how important the youth are. How important the youth are. You know, many of us, we take it sometimes in two perspectives. Sometimes we think the children, who are they? Too small. What will they understand? Just go from here. Don't listen to me. You know, we take light-hearted. Understand how we should have the perception. You know, Istanbul, modern-day Turkey, Constantinople. Who knows who conquered this place? It wasn't a Muslim land before. Who was the conqueror of Istanbul? Who can say? Any guess? Anybody? Sultan Muhammad. They call him Muhammad al-Fatih. The one, what is it? He a Muslim ruler. He subhanallah accomplished, even sallallahu alayhi wasallam, he said, even during his time he said, this land, Constantinople, it will be conquered by the Muslims. What a great Amir, what a great army. Amazing. Even sallallahu alayhi wasallam prophesied it will happen. And who was it? The special man. But keep in mind, this Khalif, this conqueror, his father takes him out when he was only 5 years old. How old? Just 5 years old. Takes him to the edge, to the sea, to the beach, and says, beyond this sea, beyond these many lands, is the land of Constantinople, modern day Turkey, and you, inshallah, with the help of Allah, will conquer it. Do you understand this here? Telling a 5-year-old boy that you, Allah will use you, that you, your target, inshallah, is to conquer that land for deen, for Islam. Imagine instilling, subhanallah, that expectation, that good inspiration for the little child. And the child grows up with this ambition that I will be that man whom Allah will be pleased with, that Allah will accept me. You know, that I will be the one whom sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, what a great Amir, and I will conquer lands. Do you understand the concept here? The concept here is what? Even how old you are. The seniors, you understand how young the children may be. Good expectations, great ambitions, good role model to be for them and guide them to great things. Don't think of them small. There are huge abilities behind them. You guys, the youth, understand Allah has kept a great potential within us. You know, who can say, I might have this mudhakara before. Time is short, so I had to be concise in many ways. You know, Muslim Spain. Was Spain under Islam? Was there a history? that Spain was under Muslim rule, was it? Yes or no? For how many years? Any guess? Huh? No. How long? Muslim Spain was under Muslim rule for how long? Guess, guys. Khalid? Huh? 800 years. For 800 years, the Spain was under Muslim rule. We know the story. And who was the special man? You know this? Who was the special man who conquered Spain? Name was? Come say that. Say it louder. Tariq bin Ziyad rahmatullah alayhi. And there's a mountain right over there called Gibraltar. Have you heard of it, that mountain? Yes. Where did the name come from? From Jabal Tariq. That name was being converted as we call it Gibraltar right now. Subhanallah. Keep in mind 800 years under the Muslim rule. And Subhanallah, Islam flourished. What I'm talking about over here, when Muslims came and conquered Spain and they established Deen for 800 years, and the effort that was done was amazing. But you need to understand that after 800 years, what happened? What happened? Lost it. That also we should understand. We conquered it and we lost it. How did we lose it? What happened in between? Understand, Islam was at its peak at the initial stages. How much was its peak? They say, Subhanallah, that France, Paris, before the first hospital in Paris, Subhanallah, 50 years before the first hospital in Paris, there were 500 hospitals in Spain. Professional hospitals. Where? In Spain. It was a seat of knowledge. Brothers, come forward, inshallah. There's more people coming in. Come forward, boys. Come forward. So what's happening? The whole world was coming to Spain to learn knowledge. It was a seat of learning. Universities were amazing, so many there. In Cordoba, Subhanallah, the main university, the whole world was coming to. In England, at that time, England was in the dark ages. They were in the dark ages. They didn't know what is what. Many people didn't know how to read and write. That was the situation at that time. So what happened? The King of England is writing a letter and collect his ministers, his daughter, and sends them all to where? To Spain. To the what? To the university in Cordoba. Writing a letter to the governor of Spain. What was the letter? Me, the King of England, am sending my ministers and my own daughter to come under your protection and to come under your amanat to learn at your honorable university. And I know that you will take care of them well and you will teach them well. You are sincerely what the King of England? No, the servant of the Muslims. How does he sign? The servant of the Muslims. This was the power of Islam at that time. The power of Muslims at that time. Even till now, the Orientalists, the historians, they are saying, non-Muslim historians and Orientalists, that is non-Muslim scholars, they are saying if and only if Islam, the Spain was under the Muslim control still, we would have gone to the moon 50 years earlier. Do you understand this here? Who is saying this? The non-Muslim scholars, Orientalists are saying, if only the Muslims were still in control of the seat of learning in Spain, that is one of the main spots for the whole of Europe, the humans would have gone to the moon 50 years earlier. That much. Just to ask all of us here, how do we find, how do we know Okay? The strength of the Muslim Ummah. One of the best ways to find whether the Muslim Ummah is strong or weak. Anybody can guess? How do we guess? What is a measuring tape? What is a thermometer? This is a mudhakira, but it's not a bayan. What do our senior brothers men think of? Any guesses? Come on, boys. What's a thermometer to find out whether the Muslim Ummah, one of the strongest measuring tool? No. What are the best ways? By looking at the Muslim youth. By looking at the youth. What is the condition of the youth? You see, subhanallah, now when Islam came to Spain, the Christians in Spain couldn't handle it. They were furious. This is other country. Our religion was here. How come the Muslims have taken control? We have lost all the power. The Christians are furious. So what happened? They went underground. They went underground. They were hiding. They had a secret society. So they were saying, we are thinking, we are the most powerful people of Spain, and the Muslims have taken control of the country. We should attack back. We should reconquer Spain, take control back again. But how do we know when is the right time to attack? When is the right time to attack? When is the right time to reconquer? What to do? So they had a special group, a secret society, like Illuminati, you heard it, right? Freemasons, whatever, something like that at that time. Okay? So, 800 years later, one of the main chiefs of this secret society, is actually writing a book. He's writing a book. Now he's the one telling the story right now. He was saying that we had this secret society in Spain, Muslim Spain, and we were every 10 years, we would all gather together, and then we will choose three main amirs, three main chiefs amongst us, Christian chiefs. And on every 10 years, we would send the chiefs to go out and study the country and see, and they will decide that this is a time to attack or not to attack. So this we are recording all the time. Who's saying this? This main chief Christian for the secret society. After 800 years later, he is writing this. So he was saying, during the 3rd century, something interesting that he found in the chronicles, in all the books that was collected over the centuries. He was saying, during the 3rd century, we had chosen 3 special people, 3 chiefs. And these 3rd century of what? Of Islam in Spain. Islam in Spain. Muslim control. So on the 3rd century, these 3 chiefs went out during sunrise time, during Ishraq time. And they saw something. They saw a young man at the age of 17 years old, roughly. At the age of 17 years old. What did they find? They found this young man, Muslim man, crying under the tree. In a park, crying under a tree. And this boy was crying profusely, weeping bitterly, crying, and his heart is shaking. So they saw this man crying and they couldn't handle it. This man is crying so much. They, being Christians, they went up to the Muslim boy and he asked the Muslim boy, young son, why are you crying like this? What happened? What's the problem? This Muslim boy, he says, you know, last night I missed my tahajjud. Last night I missed my tahajjud. I can't handle it. It's too painful for me. I never miss my tahajjud. You understand? This guy, Muslim youth, is hurt, grief-stricken. Do you understand this here? Do you understand the reality of this youth? So immediately these 3 chiefs, Christians, they look at each other. They said, our research has stopped. Let us go back. Let us go back to our headquarters. We can't touch the Muslims. We can't touch the. If the youth are connected to the Creator, we can't touch them. Who's saying this? The chief Christians are saying this. The secret society. We can't touch them. They are a different level. They're connected to the Creator. They are strong in their religion. We can't touch them. This is how they write. So the same person who's writing the books after 800 years, he was saying that in our chronicles, I found that the last century, that is 8th century of Muslim rule in Spain, towards the end, three of our chiefs wrote something similar to what three chiefs saw in the 3rd century. Do you catch me? What is it? During the 8th century, the last stages, three of our chiefs went out. They went out. These three chiefs, they write, we saw a young man, young Muslim man, sleeping. Sorry, he was actually crying. The same sight, crying under the tree. Crying under the tree. Just like whom? On the 3rd century, a Muslim young guy was crying bitterly. Same way. But 500 years later, as of during the 8th century, crying profusely. So, these three chiefs are finding why the Muslim man crying so much. They went up to this man and said, why are you crying so bitterly? What happened? What's the problem? Do you know what the boy said? 617 and when he said? Huh? That was 3rd century. No. What do you think? What do you guys think? Huh? Guys, at the back? Things are totally different. What do you think? Guess. Huh? Our young boys are involved much more. Come on, guys. Oh, something different. This came from 8 centuries later. This young man was saying, my girlfriend left me. My girlfriend left me. I can't handle it. Do you see? Do you all understand the reality here? Boys, you understand the reality here? On the 3rd century, the Muslim youth was crying for missing tahajjud. Now the Muslim youth at this time, what is the situation? Forget about the salah because he's crying about haram. Crying about haram. Immediately the chiefs said to each other, stop, we don't need to go any further. It is time to attack these idiots. We will destroy them. They made their plans within the next decade, destroyed. The Muslims lost Spain. Do you understand the reality, my dear boys? You guys understand, boys? Where is our condition right now? Think. All of us think. What is our situation right now? Where are we? Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube's right now. Your young boys are speaking about these things. Do we all of us understand the reality? I'm talking about this here. I'm talking mainly to the seniors as well. This is our reality, isn't it? Phone addiction is a serious thing. You know, if these little boys are not here in front of me, there are a few harsher things I want to say. Now I had to make it PG. You know, that they will understand. You understand? I can't say more harder things. That much we all know. The youth are affected. So much haram out there on the phone, on the internet. Crazy. The language spoken, it's ugly. It's ugly, my dear boys. And many of us don't care. We just do our ibadah. We don't know how to move forward. We're not worried about our ummah. What's going to happen to our ummah? What's going to happen? These are our children. Till now, many people praying their salah, janaza prayers, the son behind them doesn't know Surah Fatiha. Yes or no? Many people don't know the janaza dua. Many. And this is supposed to be our children and we don't care about it. My dear brothers, all of us need to understand the reality. All of us need to understand. And youth, all of us here, we need to wake up. We need to wake up and understand that if we want to be successful, we need the connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If you're not connected to Allah, we are finished. In all direction will be destroyed. There is a 100% formula on this. If you don't have Allah, we have nothing. Allah is saying, search for me, find me. If you found me, you have found everything. If you lost me, you have lost everything. You understand my brothers? We need to learn where Allah has put khair, where Allah has put goodness, and turn towards it. Do you understand my dear brothers? We have the potential. We have the potential. And my dear brothers, one of the best ways, when we come in the environment of deen, when we go in the path of Allah, Allah will teach us special secrets, special things, how we can get closer to Allah, and how we can get the help of Allah, how we can get Firdaus. How we can get Firdaus. Who likes Firdaus? Raise your hands. Only a few people are very sad. Everybody likes Firdaus, right? One of the ways that we learn when we know the path of Allah, that to learn to get the fastest way. Musa alayhi salam is Kalimullah. He is the one who can speak directly to Allah. So Musa alayhi salam, he asked, Ya Allah, who is my company in Jannah? Who is my companion in Jannah? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he responds to Musa alayhi salam, that particular butcher. That particular butcher. So Musa alayhi salam is shocked. A butcher? My companion in Jannah? So what is this butcher doing? What amal is he doing? What is so special about him that Allah has made him my companion in Jannah? I'm a Rasul of my time. You know, a messenger of Allah. How come? So Musa alayhi salam went in search of this butcher. So he went to this butcher and he didn't introduce, say that I am the Rasul, I am Musa alayhi salam. He didn't say that. He came, he met, oh, who are you? Okay, so and so. And said, I want to be with you, spend some time with you. So the butcher, he said, yes, I'm closing up my shop. You can join me. Come, let's go home. And he cut the meat, cooked the food, and he goes back home. Whom? The butcher. When he goes back home, so Musa alayhi salam is saying that this butcher, he came, when he came to the home, he pulled a rope. Like a thing, you know, he pulled a rope and then kind of a hammock. Like a hammock is like a sleeping bed, like a cushion, like a swing, okay? And then comes down. Okay? Something comes down. Who is that? You see? And very old lady. Very old lady is coming down in the kind of a bed. Okay, who is this? The mother of this butcher. So the butcher, he comes, what does he do? He cleans his mother and feeds his mother and gives water, takes care of her nicely. And when he is about to leave, the mother is saying something and he can't hear it. The sound clear. Mother is saying something, murmuring something. So Musa alayhi salam asks the butcher, what is your mother saying? So the butcher, she says, oh my mother, every time she makes dua for me, Ya Allah, please grant my son the companion of Musa alayhi salam in Jannah. Do you understand here? The mother is making dua, Ya Allah, grant my son to be the companion of the Rasul of this time in Jannah. This is one of the best ways, one of the what they call the highways for us to attain Firdaus is through our parents, obedience of parents. You understand, my dear brothers? That us youth need to understand that if you want to be successful in this life, even in this life as well, be well to do in this life, to be well, and to be successful in the hereafter, we need the blessings of our parents. Our parents must make dua for us, must win their hearts. They are far away from it. Aren't we? Big issue nowadays. There's so much to mention. Adhan is at 7:22. Correct? 24. And subhanallah. My dear brothers, all of us need to understand how to deal with the youth. As many of us, we don't know how to deal. We think giving advices for the youth, they feel happy about it. It's very annoying sometimes, isn't it? Some of the youth come and say, oh dad, give me so many advices, I can't handle it. Many fathers come up to me and say, can you come home and visit, talk to my son? No, young man, talk to my son. And what is it? Give advice. And I tell the father, no, stop giving advices for your son. Stop giving advices. Inspire him. Be a friend to him. Encourage me in that fashion. Once father came and took me to his son, and I asked the father, when is the last time you called your son's friends for a cricket match and made a barbecue? He looks at me. What? Like it didn't make sense to him. You understand what I'm saying? He didn't calculate. Why should I? It didn't click for him. We think that force, advice, repetition, this is the only way to win the youth and make them do something. It's stupid. It is against psychology. Doesn't make sense. We need to learn the language of the youth and take care of them. Look after them. Back in Australia, when we go for 3 days Jama, barbecue is fard. Barbecue is, we plan it out. We tell the butcher, pack all the sausages, the steak, everything, all marinated, everything. And the place where we go 3 days Jama, we have the barbecue machine. Grill, yes. And we have a feast. On the second day, it's a feast. We have a huge crowd that comes for 3 days. We come back home. So much so. But we don't know how to take care. We think, let's give advice, bayans and bayans. It doesn't work. We do win the hearts using this intellect and using the heart in softness. Understand the potential is great. Take work from the youth. I can remember, subhanallah, Australia, the continent of Australia, there are 23 islands close to Australia. 23 islands close to Australia. One of the islands is called Solomon Islands. It's called Solomon Islands. And this country over here, more than 150 years ago, Christianity came to this country. And then many people became Christians in this country. 1994, our elders from Nizamuddin told Melbourne, go to all these countries, all these islands, and find out how Muslims could be there. So, the first Jamaat, 1994, leaves Melbourne for 10 days Jamaat. Where? To Solomon Islands. So they go there, and during the 10 days, they did not find any Muslims. But within 10 days, 2 people came into Islam. 2 people came into Islam. So since these 2 came into Islam, it became the responsibility of the whole country to keep sending Jamaats, to teach them, to be with them. And who are these people in Solomon Islands? They're very simple people. You know how we had Vedas? Back in our time, that was the time, during the time. Only after 2005 only the people started wearing upper garments. Men's and ladies alike. Their language is called the pidgin language, pidgin English. Like I ask you, how are you? They say in their language, him all right. That's how they say, how are you? Okay? If you say, we are all fine, say, you, me, all right. If you say, did you take a bath? Say, did you swim? This is how they would, subhanallah, speak the English. We can understand their English, but they understand us. Okay? But we try to communicate as much as we can. Very simple people. They are, subhanallah, they would, when we talk to them, we don't give high-level bayans to them. How would we speak to them? You would say, the coconut, look how Allah has made the coconut tree. It is so far away. The coconuts are so far away from the land, from the earth. But coconut, it's hard. But there's sweet water inside. Who put it inside? There you go. Allah. And they go, Allah. Simple dawah. It affects them. So when we were traveling in this country, Solomon Islands, we came across Taqwa village, Fatima village. You understand this here? Villages with Muslim name. We came to a mountain. The mountain's name is Subhano. So we asked the guide, where did this name come from? So they said, this name comes from the language of the people from this tribal people from this area, tribal people. And in their language, this name came because from outside, many people came, long time ago. And they used to say these words all the time, a special word. In the meaning of these people's language, Subhano means glory be to. Do you understand? The name Subhanallah, Subhanallah, it was mentioned by the travelers who came, who brought Islam. That name was named for the mountain. When you study their tribal law, you study the tribal law, Subhanallah, they have Islamic Sharia in it. That if you steal, the hand has to be cut. If there's a divorce or son passes away, the lady will be in iddah. You know, so many things were there. Islamic rulings. So these people are simple, but mashallah, their nature is very different now. If I ask you, how old are you? What would you say? Huh? 14. You get the answer quickly to me, right? Now if we ask them, what is your name? Or what is your age? A question, they'll be like, they take their time. And then they answer. Like there's so much time to kill. You know, they're not going anywhere. The country is so simple. You catch me? The message is very different. So when we are with them, our actions, our sunnah attracts them. So once we were eating in a sahan, sunnah we were eating, then a Christian guy walks by. And we call him, come, sit with us. So he came and sat with us. While eating, he was like, this is amazing. This is amazing. Why aren't the Christians like this? I want to become like you. And that's what he comes to Islam. The sunnah, the fitrah, that attracts them very easily. So what I'm trying to say in this story, we went to a place in Solomon Islands, capital is Honiara. And there is another island called Malaita. In that, on the other side of Malaita is a village called Fateleka. When we went there, Jamaats, we went there, we made effort. What happened? When we did effort, what happened? 16 people came into Islam. How many? 16 people. Who are the 16? Youth. 16 youth came into Islam. How old were they? From the age of 16 to the age of 21. Age of 16 to 21. So these 16 boys, keep in mind that this is a Christian village. In the middle is the church. And these 16 boys, they said, we are going to build a masjid. Whom? The 16 boys are saying. They went and they're chopping the trees. They carried the trees up where? Up the mountain. Up a hill. They went up the hill and they built a beautiful masjid. We were there for 3-4 days in the masjid. It was raining for 3 days straight. Not a single drop came through. These boys built a masjid. Beautiful, perfectly built masjid with the help of Malaika. Subhanallah. Amazing. And so the father, the Christian priest in the church, he's ringing the bell, saying Allahu, ringing the bell. He's ringing the bell, all right? The Christian guy. He's the priest's son. His name is Naeem, saying Allahu Akbar in the masjid. The priest's son is the imam of the masjid. His name is Naeem. So these 16 boys are amazing. They said, now we have a responsibility. Allah has given us strength. Allah has given us potential. Allah has given us intellect. Allah has blessed us with Islam. We must help this ummah. Who is saying this? The 16 youth. What are they saying? We can make a change. We can help this ummah. What did they do? They made effort. What did they do? Within 1 year, the whole village came into Islam. Within 1 year, the whole village, more than 1,000 people, came into Islam. And the priest, his name is Firdaus. His name is Firdaus. Do you understand, my dear brothers? These 16 youth took the himmat. Understand, my dear brothers? All of us, youth especially. Don't think our life is only this dunya. We work, we study, and we do our degree, we work, and that's it. All wrong. Allah has given us potential. If we dream big. Allah give us goodness in dunya, especially in akhirah. We can make great achievements. And everybody else must support this. We're thinking that, no, the youth can't do much. So therefore, all of us need to make targets. Each of us dream. Yes, what have I done for Islam? Through my studies, through my job, the country's economy is increasing. What have I done for Islam? All the seniors are here to ask as well. I am working, I bring my family. What is my legacy? What am I leaving behind? What impact have I created? Many of the seniors will be like, I did nothing. Lost. I just do the bare minimum. Youth, don't be like this. Dream big, achieve big, plan. How can I change this locality? How can I change the Hivala? How can I change the area? How can I change Colombo? How can I change Sri Lanka and the whole world? Dream big. We think globally, but we do the work local. So that all of us youth, we think how I can make an impact. How on the day of judgment I will be the Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. On the day of judgment, after I enter Jannah, my palace will be built next to Allah's arsh. This is achievement. This is success. So therefore, my boys, all of us, understand. Not just the boys, everybody, all of us. What is my effort? What am I going to do? What are my intentions? How I can go in the path of Allah? Learn. And then achieve, plan, change the whole country. Bring people. I know people. I know my friends. I know how to collect a cricket match. I know how to make a party. I have skills. Yes. Why not I bring them to the masjid? Why then come take go in the path of Allah? Why not change the whole landscape?